Appreciate it. And yeah, I'm super excited to get to talk about portfolio insights. As Laurel said, we use it quite a bit at Tasktop, and it's been really great to see how our customers use it as well. So we're going to spend the next 30 minutes talking about some of the ins and outs and details of portfolio insights, but I think it's important first to define value stream management so that we're all on the same page about what value stream management itself is and who value stream management can help. So what is value stream management? At a very high level, it's a practice for accelerating time to market of all of your software and digital products. And it does that by actually going through and understanding all of the different aspects and activities that go on in the course of developing software, and then applying systems thinking to those activities to allow for improvements. And so you can think of it as it's a new discipline that impartially both measures and optimizes that flow of business value through the complex processes. And it does that by actually collecting and analyzing data from all of the what we call the execution tools of all the different specialized software disciplines involved in developing software, capturing all that data automatically, and then providing insights and data and metrics around that data. So now that we're all on the same page about what value stream management is, let's talk a little bit about who benefits from value stream management. And it's really important that the benefits of value stream management are quite comprehensive across all aspects of your software delivery organization. What I want to focus on is that there's really kind of two cohorts that really form the primary beneficiary aspects of value stream management. So first, the people that are inside of a product value stream, your product managers, your engineering managers, your team leads, your scrum masters. These are the people that actively participate in the creation of software for a particular product. They're inside a product value stream. Then there's roles outside of a product value stream, and these are your CXOs, portfolio managers, VPs of engineering and product management, agile coaches and transformation coaches. So executives and people who have dedicated roles not on any individual product value stream, but rather across or above many product value streams. And value stream management it affects both of these roles. And I tend to think of that, just to simplify it, I tend to think of what we put into Viz to help as we're either helping the people in or the people looking in. And the reason why it's really important to kind of understand these as two different cohorts is that the needs and pain points and desires of these two different groups are different. And we need to recognize that, understand that, and address both of them accordingly. So let's talk a little bit about what the goals are for people looking in. And this is because the portfolio insights is really primarily there to help the people looking in. But don't worry, it also helps the people in, and I'm going to talk about that as well. But let's talk a little bit about the goals for people looking in. So one of their first and most important goals is to ensure that the product value streams understand and care about flow metrics, so that they're setting quarterly targets for their flow metrics, and they're tracking business results. The second goal is a bit of it's quite a big bullet point to say, understand which product value streams are performing well versus which ones need more help. So that notion of performing well has many, many dimensions to it. And I'm going to talk more about that when we start going through the specifics of the Insights dashboard. But it's really important that people looking in are able to understand which value streams are performing well and which ones need more help. This third bullet I include because it is a very important goal for executives and managers, and that is to remove organizational and structural roadblocks and issues in order to allow product value streams to improve. It's absolutely crucial to provide an environment where experimentation is lauded and embraced. But this third bullet is a whole webinar unto itself. And so I'm going to kind of put that one aside. I'm going to kind of put that one aside for today and focus on these first two goals for people looking in. So Portfolio Insights addresses those two goals, but I want to take a moment here and talk about the importance of how Portfolio Insights is really the friend of the people in the product value streams as well. It's essential because I think of it as these Portfolio Insights, they help you to interpret and guide where best to focus your attention. So one thing I always think about with value stream management is that it is not our goal to present only the facts. It's our goal to help you understand and help guide you where you should focus your attention. It's a little bit, I often think of it as like, when you're watching a baseball game, you've got the play-by-play announcer and the color commentator, and you really need both to tell the full story and to get the most value out of, in that case, watching a baseball game. But Portfolio Insights is intended to help product value streams tell their story in a way that management can understand and have empathy for and help them improve. So I'm going to go through just at a very high level what these different cards are all about, and then I'm going to go into each one in a bit more detail and tell a few stories about them. So this first card is called Measure Your Shift from Project to Product. And the goal here is to answer the following questions. Are the products in my portfolio tracking flow metrics? Are they associating business results to them? Are they running experiments to try and identify effective areas for improvement? And this gets back to that first goal of the people looking in, which is to ensure that your product value streams care about flow metrics and are actively doing things to try and improve them. So that's the first card. The second card, we call it the Improve Your Product Management Discipline. And the questions it's intended to answer are, which of the products in my portfolio have low feature delivery or high defect delivery? Which of my products are neglecting risk and tech debt work? So remember I said earlier, it's a big statement to say, understand which of my products in my portfolio are performing well. Well, this is one big way in which to understand if your teams are performing well, because obviously, if you have low feature delivery, that can obviously indicate that things are not going well. Although I'm going to talk a little bit about that later as well, because it doesn't always mean that. But so this is one great way to understand how your products are performing, and doing it in a way that is targeted towards how a business person thinks about what a software product should be delivering. And then the last card, Improving Business Agility and Market Response. And this one is intended to answer the questions, how many of my products are overloaded? When will my products have capacity for new work? And which products may experience delays due to high load? This is a very big topic and really a really exciting one as well. And I think it, the combination of these three focus areas, improving business agility and market response, improving your product management discipline, and measuring your shift from project to product, collectively really help you address the goals that I had laid out earlier. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into each one in a little bit more detail. So measuring your shift from project to product. Here is where mindset is everything. In order to move from project to product, it's not just the nuts and bolts. It's about mindset. You have to empower teams. You have to provide them reasons why generating your flow metrics, tracking your business results will help them. And one of the best ways to do that is to give examples as to why and how tracking these will help them. So this really is helping organizations in that mindset shift. So one of the things that Portfolio Insights does is we show you the high level, but then you can drill in to learn a bit more. And so I drilled in here, and then you can see specifically which ones of your product value streams are generating flow metrics, tracking business results, and tracking timeline events. And so you see here, I've highlighted health insurance product value stream that is not tracking business results or timeline events. And this is an absolutely great opportunity to begin to then have a conversation with that product value stream about the benefits of tracking business results and timeline events. And so I thought it'd be helpful here. I'm going to give a couple quick examples of how tracking business results can help and timeline events can help your teams. So there's really two different kinds of business results. And I'm going to use the very informal terminology that resonates with me around this. There's product-y business results and business-y business results. And this example that I'm showing here is a product-y business results. And actually, super excited about this example. We have a blog series that has launched as well. And this is actually from one of our product managers in their usage of Viz and what they were able to uncover. This is Rebecca, so shout out to Rebecca, that code reds and service incidents have a very tangible cost. They're tracking code reds as a business result and absolutely very clearly able to see that when code reds spike, velocity declines. And as you see here in this quote, one code red doesn't just displace one story or defect, it displaces 5 of them due to cognitive shift, demands placed across the team, and more. Super exciting. Now they're working through what actions they can take to address this, but that helps teams to see the value of tracking your business results alongside of your flow metrics. An example of a businessy business result, and one that's really important for cloud-based software products, is to track your infrastructure costs, and to track that as a business result alongside of your flow metrics to understand things like oftentimes your infrastructure costs can rise if you're not addressing technical debt on a regular basis. So that's it on the shift from project to product. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about improving your product management discipline. And you might wonder why we call this card Improve Your Product Management Discipline. It's really because the art of product management is understanding that delicate balancing act of having the capacity that you have dedicated to features versus defects versus risk versus debt. And a healthy product value stream and the product manager involved needs to understand that all of those 4 areas of business value need to be focused on, and in a deliberate and conscious way. This allows teams to, I think of it as owning the realities of what teams are facing if they are not able to deliver the flow distribution that they desire. And this is also very much where visibility is your best friend. I truly believe that flow distribution is by far the best conversation starter. And so this is telling you, oh my goodness, you have 4 products with low feature delivery. 80% of your products have low feature delivery. And if you were to drill in, this is an example of drilling in, it is a treasure trove of information for you to act on with your teams. So I'll tell you a quick story. One of the things that I learned with one of my product value streams was that I go in and I see that there's both low feature delivery and high defect delivery. And the product value stream lead had been discussing with me for quite some time that we weren't investing enough in our QA practices and making sure that we have enough resources for QA. And it came out immediately when I saw the flow distribution. Now, another interesting one here, if you look at the health insurance one that I've highlighted, is to really understand and talk to that team about what is preventing them from measuring defects, risks, and debt as part of their business value delivery. You can see here that it tells you that they haven't modeled that. What are the reasons behind that? There must be very good reasons. Sometimes it's something as simple as, they aren't tagging things in a way that you could do that. Other times there's other deeper reasons as to why that might be the case. One thing that I want to highlight here is that the defect distribution and your target defect distribution, it matters what stage your product is in to have a target. Now, one thing I also want to make sure and say here very clearly is that every product is unique, and the guidelines that I'm showing here are that. They are guidelines. They are not mandates. But I want to talk a little bit about something that's, if you have a product that is in maintenance only mode, which is a very legitimate thing to decide to do for a product, you don't really want feature delivery to be 50% of that product value stream's capacity. It would be legitimate and right to have more focus on making sure tech debt is kept low on that product value stream and ensuring the defects are fixed around that. And so it's really important that your product value streams and the leadership of product value streams are very consciously thinking about their flow distribution and understanding based on the life cycle where they are in that product's life cycle, setting targets accordingly. So the last one that I'm going to talk about, and this one I want to give actually a big shout out to my team at Tasktop. We've recently been going through some just super fascinating, every product value stream is doing a technical vision presentation and really digging into what they see as the future of their product value stream. And all the engineering managers have done a fabulous job. It's been really fun to participate in it. And one of my biggest takeaways has been around this notion of cognitive overload. And that ties to what this part of the portfolio insights can help you understand, which is really around reality versus perception. Are my products overloaded? And oftentimes that's hard to see. You may perceive that it's fine, but when you begin to dig in, we call this analyzing neglected WIP. You find that actually the teams are thrashing and they're not able to complete things, and they have a significant amount of work in progress that is just not being addressed. That's not good for individuals, it's not good for teams, and it's certainly not good for the business. And cognitive overload is one of the pieces to that puzzle. And so cognitive overload really needs to be a first-class part of conversations around your team's ability to produce. Another piece that is related to that is about the structure of work. And the structure of how work is given to teams can make a big difference, and in fact can contribute to cognitive overload as well. So the way I think of it is that features that are defined to too large or too vague, they tend to end up in neglected WIP. And the reason, I believe, is a kind of subconscious, unintentional, I can't face it. It's too big, and it results in the stagnation of work. And so understanding the impacts of neglected WIP are really important. Now, sometimes neglected WIP is a result of various bottlenecks. And I'm showing a screenshot here of our bottleneck finder, where you can then go drill in and understand specifically where your bottlenecks may be. But it's not always, neglected WIP is not always about a bottleneck. So that I've gone through all of the different aspects of portfolio insights, and I just want to summarize and kind of circle back by highlighting the fact that the goal is to address the needs of the people in ensuring that product value streams understand and care about flow metrics, and understand what product value streams are performing well. Hopefully now that very overloaded phrase performing well is a little bit more concrete, and it kind of we've been able to highlight what concrete definitions of performing well means. I will say that this is the beginnings of our portfolio insight. There's many more aspects to understanding if a portfolio is performing well or not, and so we'll be adding more insights over time. Another thing I want to point out is that the insights that we provide in a good and comprehensive value stream management platform understand the distinction between insights for the people in product value stream versus the ones that are more for the across. And so we also provide a lot of insights for the product value streams, the people in the product value streams as well. So with that, I will summarize by saying that value stream management portfolio insights, we strongly believe it really can help you focus your attention where it's needed, and enables you to work directly with your product value streams to make improvements, thereby increasing the value of your overall portfolio. To learn more, of course, you can always contact us. And so with that, Laurel, I will turn it back over to you. If there's any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.
Excellent. Thank you, Nicole. And just a reminder, if you have any questions, please type them right now in the chat or in the questions box. The question we do have is, Nicole, do you have any recommendations on essentially how to get started with using these portfolio insights? How long does it take to be able to do what you just shared?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think I probably sound like a broken record on this because I say this all the time, and that is that I think it's a very big mistake to kind of go and do, let's say you have 200 product value streams, and to start with all 200 at one time, because you really want to, kind of start small, see the benefits, understand the nuances of what value stream management is going to mean in your teams, and then expand. And so you get value out of portfolio insights, even if you just have 2, 3, 4 product value streams, and it allows you to kind of focus in and kind of learn about value stream management, and learn about how to think from a product perspective, and then expand after that. One thing I want to, I always say this to make sure that when you're embarking on this, is that you view all of the learnings that you get from value stream management as an opportunity, coming from a place of positivity and opportunity, even though sometimes what it's going to highlight for you are things that, you would like to address. You don't want teams to have low feature delivery that shouldn't, but view that as an opportunity to embrace change with teams and figure out how to improve things together.
We do have one more question that just came in. It says, does portfolio insights also cover some features around investment governance, different guardrails for different product value streams, etc.?
So that's a great question. The current portfolio insights does not, but that is absolutely the type of additional insights that we will be providing over time to help teams understand product value streams from a governance perspective, and allow them to manage that. Value stream management itself is not a governance tool, but it is an input, and it helps teams to actually adhere to governance and understand what their governance needs are. Thanks, y'all. Bye.